The hardest part is starting. And the situation gets even more easy when you actually know what you want to do. But sometimes you don't know what you actually want to do. And this is probably one of the most common things I see when I do art. But at the end of the day, this is just a part of the process. Art has always been a powerful tool in this world. It's self-reflective, it's honest, and it represents everything that's going on in and around our lives. In my personal opinion, art is probably one of the most important aspects of human society. Just like music and other mediums, it's literally a physical representation of the human experience. Art is truly special, but in this modern age, it's completely garbage. Modern art, abstract, and then there's contemporary. Yeah, I think it's contemporary art. In my personal opinion, I genuinely don't like contemporary art. And I feel like at the same time, we genuinely have to understand how bad this stuff can get. And I know there's a lot of people out here who do go out of their way and study contemporary art. They see the symbolism and even understand what the artist was thinking about in the process of making this craft. But you have to understand, not all of us are gonna spend 3 years of trying to interact with art just to make another trashy artwork as well too. Maybe I'm just shallow, or maybe I just don't want to read the side of the artwork to understand what it actually means. Two things can be true at the same time, but I'm gonna be so real with you. When it comes down to a lot of this artwork, I know for a fact that just by looking at it, you're not gonna understand the symbolism whatsoever. So what's the point of even doing the artwork in general? Why don't you just write a book?
And I would like to play a little tune I just composed not so long ago.
You! We want the black people on the motherfucking wall of fame now!
I am big. It's the pictures that got small.
What's the matter with you guys? You're letting them slip through our fingers.
Throughout my whole entire life, I've always loved art. I've been drawing since I was in kindergarten, and almost every single year in high school, I took an art class. Man, even in this day and age right now, I still enjoy art. I still go outside sometimes just to go to art galleries on my own. Sometimes I'll just stand there for 2 to 3 hours just looking at art because I just genuinely enjoy it. But every time I look at some type of contemporary art, I genuinely just feel annoyed. Especially because to me personally, it just doesn't seem like art whatsoever. And that's not to say that all contemporary art is bad. Like, there's some good stuff out there. There's actually a lot of great contemporary artists who go out of their way making some crazy stuff that you'll possibly never even see in your whole entire life. There's genuinely artists out here who make some crazy work that express such a passionate understanding of what art could possibly be. It's to the point that you'll be able to observe the skill and the attention to detail that these artists have towards their work. Even for myself, I love the idea of collage. Like, I can take one thing from one place, put it into another, and create a completely different meaning to what it actually represented in the first place. Stuff like that expresses symbolism and metaphor in many different aspects of the word. I remember back in high school, my art teacher asked me, what even is art? And to be honest, in the moment when she asked me, I genuinely did not have an answer for what it actually was. And to be honest, up until this point of actually going out of my way and making this video, I really didn't have an answer for real. I used to always think that art was this thing where people would just study for several years and try to see what they can put onto an easel or even sculpt and mold and see what happened. At the end of the day, it just had to look good. But on a broader spectrum, and even a clear understanding of what actually is art, that isn't even the surface level of what art is. Realistically speaking, art is just pure human expression. And this is outside of Google's definition as well too. Art is more than just how well you can paint, draw, and sculpt and do all of that stuff. Art itself is just pure human expression. It's a connection, and we can do that through many different mediums. It just doesn't have to be done in an art room. That's why I don't really have a problem with modern art in this day and age. My biggest issue really stems from just contemporary art itself. Because as a whole, contemporary art really sheds a light on a problem that we do have in this modern era. Contemporary art exposes a lot of the things that have to do with our society as a whole. A lot of the music, a lot of the themes, and a lot of the media that we interact with in this day and age is not built to last whatsoever. It seems that a lot of the stuff that we currently have right now is just built to have your attention just for that one individual moment alone. And obviously once you're finished with it, you're no longer going to be paying any attention to it whatsoever. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was this contemporary artwork that was memed on for less than a month. And the person who bought that artwork spent some real generational wealth just so they could eat the banana. Mind you, it's just an artwork of a banana duct taped to a wall. Like, I don't know how unserious you can be to represent a message. Like, this has to be something fake, bro, like real talk. But to be honest, what this artwork does do is shed light upon what our society actually is. A lot of the things that we own, a lot of the things that we want, and a lot of the things that we interact with are all given to us in very quick intervals of time, and they break just as fast as we get them. And the same concept is seen in our music, where we can't even make music now that lasts for decades to generations. Half the songs that come out in this time period have a 1 to 3 month span of even being listened to. After that, I can't even lie, a lot of that stuff just falls into obscurity. But in this day and age, I'm still bumping MJ and Prince. Like, what are we doing? In this time period, the craft in which we put our time and effort into does not supersede us anymore. And this is what I truly believe that contemporary art is trying to explain to us. Because in the moment, it grabs our attention and holds on to our emotions. But the longer you look at it, the more you want to get your next dopamine hit from another bullshit artwork. But I thank you guys. This is the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. It's been a minute, and I hope you guys like this new form of editing and new form of camera work. Have a nice day, y'all. God bless.